Hey everyone, the Hoary Sheet Show is back with another update on the Las Vegas massacre that occurred on October 1st. Alright, I'm going to cover a few strange things from the famous Vegas shooting aftermath video that's been circulating on LiveLeak. We've probably all seen this video by now, but let me point out some issues with this. First, we've got this guy who's going around checking pulses and calling over EMTs because his mom's a nurse. It starts off with him declaring how he can't see any wounds on these bodies, and you don't really see any throughout this whole video. But I digress. While he's in the middle of helping these victims, they shut off the lights on this guy.
Any EMTs? Where are the EMTs? Why are the lights off? Not here yet. There are no EMTs. They've turned the lights off. Where are the EMTs? Why are the lights off?
And listen to this person here questioning him about who he is and telling him everybody's already pronounced dead. Keep in mind, the coroner was not on the scene to pronounce anyone dead. It was way too early for that.
Turn the lights off to secure the area. Shooting's already stopped. Shooting was going on during the shooting. Now we need lights to assess victims and assign EMTs. Okay, everybody right now that's here on ground is deceased. No, they're not. I got EMTs working on the guy here. I got EMTs working on the guy here. I got an EMT and a nurse working on the guy over here. I need lights on. If you know how to do that, get these lights back on. Okay, who are you? Innocent bystander, brother. I'm just trying to figure out my nurse is my mom's a nurse. Okay. I'm just trying to help.
And here, listen to him ask these people if they need help.
Anyone here hit needs an EMT? You good?
All I'm going to say is, what an awkward response. I mean, you're laying there in the wake of something horrifying and you're that close to it. Are you going to act like that? Listen, if somebody just got shot next to me or I heard gunshots from far away, I'm running way far away from that place like a bat out of hell. But you know what? All right, maybe they were just freaked out a bit. Okay, I'll give them that. But everybody's looking for somebody who was shot at the event. So let's look at this guy who was alive and shot in the arm. His behavior is questionable, but maybe he was in shock. Why was he standing here all alone in the beginning of this clip for a few seconds, and he appears to approach the cameraman of all people after everyone has already walked past him? Look at this and ask yourself, does he seem like he's in shock? And before I show this to you, keep in mind one thing. A tourniquet is something that you would apply to someone only when they're bleeding out. And due to how it cuts off the oxygen supply to your limbs and your muscles, it's highly likely that you're planning on losing that limb if you apply a tourniquet, all right? Let's see if a tourniquet is necessary for this guy's wounds. And those of you who know anything about first aid should raise an eyebrow here.
What's wrong?
I've been shot in the arm.
You been shot?
I need 911. I need an ambulance.
Okay, come here. Try to keep your head down. It's going this way.
Go.
You have a tourniquet on?
Yes, they put one on me.
Logo left.
I need the ambulance. There ain't nobody here to help us. Where's the ambulance? No, I need an ambulance. I've been shot. Get down. Go down. Why you guys? There's a guy shooting from the Mandalay Bank.
He's been shot. Do we have medical set up somewhere yet?
No, take him east. They're not going to come this way. Take him east.
Here, come out on this side of the wall. Come on this side.
East, come on. Go.
Here, stay right here. He's been shot. Just relax.
Relax. You okay? You okay?
Oh. Come here. Here, hold it up.
Hold it up above your heart. Is that fucking tight enough? Johnny! Get me up. Right here.
So the official narrative has us thinking that there was one shooter and that he had cameras, camera equipment, and all kind of guns in his hotel room. And one alternative news narrative of this story claims that there were multiple shooters. Now, I'm going to cover why people think that there were multiple shooters. Let's listen to the confusion on this police scanner video of the event unfolding as it happened live. And the female officer can be heard claiming that she was hearing 434s in the area. That means illegal shootings in police code. They go on to ask her if she's still hearing them a little bit later, but she claims to just see panicking people and can't locate gunshots anymore. I then skip ahead to where they decide to cancel that statement about 4 minutes later in that video. So have a listen to all that going on.
Do we have any updates on either Bellagio or Caesars? Do we have strike teams en route there? Hi, Victor. We got reports of a guy with a gun here. 705 Victor, what's your location? At the Paris. Copy, is a male with a 413 at the Paris. Somebody with a 413 at Paris.
Is that reported or confirmed?
Got people running, and we got security points trying to point out where the gunman is, and we can't find him.
3-point PDA, let's get some arriving here. This is a Flamingo on the Boulevard, trying to get this guy and stop him from going north anymore.
Flamingo on Boulevard. Bellagio saying negative shots fired at Bellagio. Negative shots fired Bellagio. And no one's going in or out, and they're locking it down. We're hearing 434 in the Paris. I don't know if Vice Victor originally said there was fire, but she did not hear them, and people were running everywhere, and that would be reported of 434.
Now, in that same video, we've got the police saying that a guy is walking into the Bellagio Hotel with a rifle. You tell me why that wasn't reported on the news.
There's a male walking into the Bellagio.
Paris, the scene was clear. We're going to clear the nightclub. Shut up.
Gives you that's the Bellagio employee entrance. There's a male walking in with a rifle. Bellagio employee entrance.
And here's an account of a woman at the Bellagio filming what looks like everyone on lockdown there. The lady says that the news outlets were not even reporting the incident at the Bellagio at the time, and all the guests were kept in the hotel, unable to leave for quite a while. She said even the sheriff was said to be reporting that nothing happened. But she's claiming that her husband had to shield her from, debris and broken glass from the gunman that was opening fire in the lobby. And, when you look at where the Bellagio is located from the Mandalay Bay shooter's room, there's no way bullets could have hit there. It's just too far away. They would have had to curve some corners and everything. What do you think of this lady's story?
No. Like I said, I don't know what happened at the other hotels. All I know is what happened here at the Bellagio, because this is where Daniel and I were. And when the shots came firing in through the front door of the lobby, and the mass chaos and stampede was when I was under the table and Daniel was on top of me, and until the security came back over and started screaming, "Everybody get to the back," and then we were rushed to the back corridors where Daniel and I were able to maneuver around from the 32nd floor of the Bellagio Hotel to where our hotel room is that was in the other tower. So we were able to maneuver around, but again, this is the hotel on lockdown because it's all shattered with glass up in front, and everybody was pushed to the back. So if anybody has any questions or wondering what the news is reporting, this is live. What's the current situation? We can't leave. We can't leave, and we can't. We're just here because of everything that happened earlier, and now we're.
Well, whatever you're hearing on the news or whatever, who knows what.
Yeah, because what they're reporting on the news is incorrect.
Yes, so.
And yeah, okay. So as long as you guys knew that too, that's what I wanted to make sure. Okay, all right. That they're reporting that nothing happened here, and we were actually sitting at the Petrosian Lounge when all the mass chaos happened, and we heard the pop, 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 pop. Yes, at the front. We were at the front. So yeah. All right. So anyways, everybody, there it is. All right. Hope that helped you as far as knowing exactly what was going on here at the Bellagio Hotel.
And to support the narrative of there being two shooters, remember this lady that was interviewed on the mainstream media saying that there were two gunmen in the hotel? Yeah, remember her? Well, isn't this her on Dr. Phil too? I don't know about you, but I smell a rat. Listen to their voices. They're the same.
To stay down, because every time people got up, they just started shooting, and it wasn't like, it was like, my world revolves around me, completely. That whole thing was a mischaracterization. Everyone had to fall on top of each other, whether they were alive or not, basically. You made me look horrible.
Is this a mischaracterization of her?
No.
And next up, here's one that, if there's any truth to it, it probably would have been taken off the YouTube already for sure. Now, the mainstream story saying that he was found with camera equipment in the hotel and they said it was to monitor police. Well, do you remember what I put in my last video, that on-screen text that explained ISIS arms and the ISIS arms trade and deal that was going on? Well, listen to this guy explain why the shooter had camera equipment in his room. And this would also explain the excessive amount of guns he supposedly had there as well. Check it out.
This is in regards to the cameras. It's also mentioned the reason Stephen Paddock had cameras up everywhere, because he was an FBI agent, because he was recording the arms deal he was about to do. They were supposed to bust the ISIS terrorists before they carried out the massacre. Everything got all screwed up. But anyway, he did have cameras set up. The cameras and video are being examined by the FBI. So look, I got to title the video weird. It's not going to get out. Nobody's going to see it. I'm counting on every single person who views this to share it everywhere they can. If you guys don't share it, it's not going to get out.
So what if he was recording the arms deal that was supposed to be taking place there in the room, huh? So now you know the alternative media version of why there may have been multiple shooters, and you know, you're not going to get any of this from CNN. They're not reporting anything like this. They're doing a lot to hide all the information from us right now, except for their one story that they're sticking to. They are censoring a certain narrative about this story, and I'll get to that in the closing of this video. But how they're censoring things should make you really think about sharing what you see and what you like to watch on the internet. There hasn't been a more important time to share truth than now. An article by WSMV-TV, Channel 4 News for Nashville, reported that YouTube is changing the search algorithm to, and I quote, promote authoritative news sources at the top of search results, according to a person familiar with the matter. Obviously, the site doesn't want to really mention any names here when it comes to who leaked this information, but what this means is that news outlets like the BBC, USA Today, and NBC News will be at the top of your search results when you search for things. You basically have to scroll down to like the 28th search result for any conspiracy videos connecting the shooting suspect, Stephen Paddock, to any anti-fascist groups or him being like some kind of Trump activist. This kind of censorship is killing free speech. It's time to move to your own platform if you're a content creator. Start uploading to other places that won't censor you. Trust me. Now, if you're still watching this video, I'm about to blow your mind. You're about to hear something that will either make you click right off of this video, or it's going to make everything click for you, because it made everything click for me when I thought of it like this, okay? So here goes. For starters, we have no believable video of people getting shot or people saying that they were there with someone getting shot. If you haven't seen the footage from the news of people like Mike Kronk talking about how their friends were getting shot, go look at him smiling throughout that whole video. His friend was supposedly shot 3 times in the chest by a shooter over 500 yards away. How is that even possible? The bullets would have had to travel in very much the same path throughout all that recoil 500 yards away to hit the same target's chest. With the physics of gun recoil and that added distance, that's not happening, okay? Think about that for a second. And what about the fact that we have only one video of anything that shows actual blood, and that's the live leak video, and many people feel like, you know, there's something not right with it. And we have no video of anybody like running and filming themselves with a friend who just got shot or something of the sort. The first thing I would do is be hitting record. And we should have some kind of video of somebody checking out a dead body by now, because, I mean, people do that sort of thing. Just go look at gore websites where people are like dead on the side of the road or something. There's always 20 or 30 people, like bystanders, filming it. People do that sort of thing. I'm sorry to say this, but we just don't have any believable footage of actual flesh wounds or dead people. people. And you can think I'm heartless if you want. And, you know, I've been looking at these hoaxes for years now. And for all we know, that live leak video could all be theatrical blood. And by the way, theater blood stays red. Real blood turns brown pretty quickly. And think about that. When you look at the supposed dead girl, ask yourself if blood ever dried on your arms in such a light pink fashion like the blood that's smeared here on her arm. And what about this? How is it even possible to hear a gun 500 yards away over a concert sound system?
Well, I guess someone's really fucking shooting, huh?
And how the hell is it going to be that loud? It sounds like that is actually coming over the PA system, the loudspeakers there at the concert. Remember the video that was taken down? The video of people showing or claiming that the gunshots weren't real? They were saying that it sounds like the gunshots are coming from the sound system. One guy commented on the hissing sound.
Somebody is tapped into the sound system. There's no hits. Nowhere. It's a sound system. It's a sound system. Everybody is down.
I've seen videos made where people got community strikes and their videos were put back up by YouTube, but mine is still taken down. Think about it. Look at this guy. He doesn't seem very fazed at all about the situation. Sure, he's drinking, but he's still spinning that hat pretty well, so he's not completely drunk. That's how some people reacted for the event. I wonder if this event was split between ground ticket holders and bleacher ticket holders. If so, what if, and this is not a huge what if, but consider this, what if this guy was a bleacher ticket holder who snuck down to the ground floor and he's not part of the flash mob? Just a thought. He's certainly not playing along. He's not scared. What's going on? Could this explain why the people on the bleachers thought that the gunshots were coming from the sound system, and we have several videos of people on the ground floor that are reacting like that guy? Now look, before we move on, you got to take a look again at this live leak video one more time, but this time listen to the audio cues that the guy is given for when it's time for him to move to the next person and check on him. You can hear it, it's real low, and this is original audio. What you can hear is what sounds like a voice in a low tone saying move at 20 seconds in and 41 seconds in, and then at 1 minute 14, 1 minute 15, 16, and 17, you hear the same voice yelling next stop at least 3 or 4 times. It's the most audible and obvious, so I'm going to play that part real quick. But listen to this guy saying next stop several times.
Where are you hit? Where are you hit?
I think that video is completely fabricated, and I'll break it all down and give you a summary of what I think at the end of this video. And what about the people commenting on social media that they knew a friend of a friend whose mother's daughter's third cousin twice removed was shot? And I mean, look, the closest I've seen online to people who claim that are people like this and this. Wait, that's the same person in the bed, but it's 2 different pictures and shared by 2 different people. Well, what a coincidence that I was, able to find this one on 2 different people's pages. Oh, what's this? It looks like Noel here has discovered some discrepancies with this photo. His comment reads, uploaded in the 4 a.m. hour on the 2nd. Clock says 10:20. Couldn't have been 10:20 a.m. on the 2nd. Shooting stopped somewhere around 10:15 p.m. on the 1st. And listen to what he says here. A crisis actor was passing this off with me as her coworker in order to start a FundMe account for the emotional trauma she's facing. She said the picture was taken on Thursday the 5th. Nope, it's fake. This picture is getting passed around a lot by different people claiming to know him. Always a different story. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what I'm seeing. When I just went on the journey down the rabbit hole and looked for hours online, the people who are addicted to researching this as well are all coming to the same conclusions, and by now you might have come to the same conclusion. What if nobody was shot? I've searched all the gore sites, I've searched all the video sites, the censored ones, the non-censored ones. There's no videos of people filming themselves running from the event with anybody who's hurt, you know, like, oh, I got my buddy bleeding. There's no videos of any flesh wounds, really, that are believable. No wounds. There's no bullet holes in the buildings surrounding the events. You mean to tell me that that place and the surrounding buildings didn't get shot up? Nobody's covering that yet, or at least I didn't see it yet. You have to wonder why you don't have video of all kind of stuff like this. You really do. Now, let's take a look at this video. You'll want to play this part a few times because I spent about 20 minutes alone just looking for things here in this one clip. Keep your eye on this guy in the blue shirt at the bottom right. He looks like he's just casually coming over to this woman here who has obviously fallen down, or looks like she's been shot. But then she just gets up like she just woke up from a nap and follows this guy off screen. Then there's this guy standing and never taking cover like the rest of the crowd for several waves of gunshots towards the middle of your screen. I mean, and come on. I'm going to bang my head on the wall if you can't figure this one out for yourself. Look at these people chilling to the left side, smoking and drinking as if they're in a completely different world here. They don't even look like they halfway care about all the carnage around them. You explain that one.
There's your shots fired.
That's all they're telling you. They're not telling you anything on that. They just said stay away from there. They shut the whole place down.
There's no one moving down there, guys.
Alright, this is crazy. I don't know.
You guys see the gunshot just went off?
It seems like it's coming from up there. Oh shit.
What is that?
Alright, I'm out of here.
Oh my god, all these people are not moving right now.
And for those of you who look for the symbolism, and look, there's a good reason to try to look for the symbolism. Let's take a look at something from the Illuminati card game for a second. Are you familiar with this card here? Burn this one into your mind for a second and take note of that jack and that ace and the casino. Now take a look at Jason Aldean's tattoo. This was the singer on stage that night. You see the jack and the ace? First of all, that's the initials of the guy's name, J.A., but in the cards, a jack is worth 10 and an ace is worth 1. 10-1, October 1st, the shooting date. I find it pretty strange that you've got a shooting on 10-1, a date that can easily correspond to this card in the Illuminati card game deck, but on top of that, the guy's singing at the casino, and he just happens to have a jack and an ace tattooed on his arm. And it happened to take place right here by this wonderful pyramid and obelisk. Oh, sure. There's no symbolism here, fellas. Think it's a coincidence? No. There's all kinds of stuff hidden in this one, if you're looking for it. And you know what? I see a lot of people just copying other people's work and simply re-uploading it right again to gain some kind of internet status. And I may highlight other works all the time, but I do my best to source the original links too. And if you watch my stuff, you'll get a well-rounded, unbiased opinion on what's going on. And I really try to save people a lot of time by giving them the mainstream version and the alternative news version of popular events. This is research, and this is how it's done in 2017. My channel is The Hoary Sheet Show on YouTube, and I got my appeal reply back for that community guideline strike that I received for that Las Vegas video. Remember the one where I was simply commenting on one of the videos? They decided to keep the strike active even though I was only agreeing with what the people in that video were saying about the fake gunshots, or what they thought were fake gunshots. And for that commentary, people were also handed out strikes. So what are they trying to hide here? I think they're hiding the fact that the gunshots are fake, people. I do. And by the way, the strike came in the form of a bullying and harassment report, so clearly this is some kind of censorship issue. This is how your world works, okay? Get woke. If you keep watching your TVs, you'll keep getting the story they want you to hear. I'm not saying to believe everything you hear on the interwebs, though. Not at all. I'm saying pay attention to the stuff that they're actively hiding from you. So, do you want my final conclusion on all this? Yeah. I'm thinking that you had two kinds of ticket holders, and the flash mob was positioned in the middle part of the concert or the ground floor, while your bystanders were bleacher guests. They were easy to evacuate, and the people on the bleachers were the ones talking about how nobody looked like they were actually getting hurt from up there. They were looking at everybody, and they were also the ones commenting on how there was a hissing in the PA system when the gunshots started firing. That could be a telltale sign of an audio track being inserted, or some form of interference at best. Okay, now what you're about to see in these two clips came right before I was about to finish this video and put it online. But in these two clips, you're going to be shown the same thing, and it happens at two different parts of the concert, okay? So the first clip happens in the middle of the concert and shows you the reaction of the middle crowd. Now, you'll notice the singer says something before he goes into a song, and then the gunshots start ringing out. And nobody reacts all that much at first. Watch this. Now, this next video I'm going to show you is the crowd that's off to the side of the event, maybe by the bleachers, that seem to use the speaker's message to start getting in line. You'll see a lady actually start beckoning people over to get ready. This clip is showing you, again, the same thing, just a different location, but it's key to realize that these people start doing all this kind of stuff right as the speaker is saying he's about to turn it all up. That's the cue for the flash mob. Watch. Alright everybody, that's all I got for you right now, and listen, if you want to see more of stuff like this, head on over to The Hoary Sheet Show on YouTube.com, or look for my website that's going to be up soon. Like I said, they are censoring me super hard on all kinds of different platforms, because I am sharing real shit. Share this video anywhere you can. I can't upload this to YouTube. Mirror it there if you want, but be warned, you'll most likely receive a strike for this video on YouTube. Just leave a link to my channel anywhere you put it in the description. I'm here to wake people up. Who's with me?
Don't let those no money blues get you down, baby. The Hoary Sheet Show's got you covered.